Sorry, I just for quick context, we are now officially live. Oops. I meant to start the live stream earlier, and then I forgot to press the go live button. So we're live 60 minutes into the Spaces show. We have a Spaces happening. So if you're watching the stream and not the show, go in the show. The stream is just for fun. For the people who only like to stream, that's really all this is for. But with that being said, Big Nil. Well, shotgun. What was your? Oh, yeah, Big Nil. I want you to do the clock. I want you to do the clock, but I want you to do it in an enthusiastic way every single time. It's 7:05 p.m. See you in 5 minutes, right? Or time it with the see you. So it's 7:05 p.m. Everyone. See you in 5 minutes. You know, and then doing that, just like Franklin with the clock. I think it works. I I don't know. I don't know. I think it's interesting because it's one of these things. Before I understood, if someone boss you, you literally have no control over that, right? You cannot control someone else taking advantage of you or one of your card holders trying to prop you up by boosting up your views or whatever it is, right? You can't control that. That I understand. But this is one of these things where it's kind of like if you nerf that, you're sort of hating what's don't hate the player, hate the game, right? Like it's I don't know how else to put it other than that specific phrase because this feels like something that's fair, but no one was willing to put in the amount of effort and time to do it, and it works. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it. I get why, but I also get why they shouldn't. You know. So mm. Hey, Waj, what are your thoughts? And then we'll throw it back over to Big. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, man's got a point. Man's got a point. Of course not. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. Someone asked me this morning if I had my own hero card yet, and I was like, "No, bro, I'm not big enough for that." Like, like it's one of these things where I don't know. It is like a weird because one obviously people would love to be the hero card to have a share of the percentage of royalties and revenue, right? Obviously that feels like a no brainer, but at the same time now we're talking about pressure on performance on your tweets, like yeah, you got a point. You got a point. Um, I don't know. It's also like I'll say one more thing, and I want to throw it over to Big Neil for his thoughts. It's also like if you've just all of a sudden gained an audience of thousands of people, technically, and they know where your Twitter is by clicking on the card. Technically, that helps your engagement too. Like, you know what I mean? So like, it's it's not as bad as I'm making it sound out to be, but it's one of these things where it's definitely like, oh, you have 5,000 card holders that are all looking at you. It's like you better fucking tweet, bro. You better fucking tweet. So it's just like I don't know. Big Neil, what are your thoughts? Well, I fix this setup a little bit.
No, you're good. Lock in. No, I do think it's interesting in the way that, like, I'm just like such a big fan of more options for our creators out here, right? Like, that's the main thing that I think we need. We need. That's why I'm bullish on the arena. That's why I'm bullish on fantasy top. Like, I want exposure to be from more than just X, right? And like, I know that's like the main area that I have my exposure on, but like, I'm doing more video content. I'm on TikTok. Like, I'm on Instagram. Like, I'm doing more stuff now that'll at least hopefully extend my reach a little bit more. So I feel like this is another good option for people to see, like, here's the value. You're actually doing potentially beneficial stuff for not only yourself but also the ecosystem by being an influencer in a few different ways. So honestly, I'm just excited to see it continue to evolve. Like haven't gotten all that integrated on my side yet, but at the same time, I'm like trying to understand it more. Also, like I've got this like mint thing going on for Tutorian, so I've been locked in. So not much time to like frick around. But at the same time, like very interested to see that the space is changing in this direction to focus more on the content creation scene.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. That's a good point. I like that. I think it's I don't know. It feels like a no brainer to me. You know, and I just realized because full disclosure, I have the special shot stream up on my monitor, so I'm looking up, and I'm just trying to like see what it's like for the listener experience too. So obviously there's a little bit delay, but um, anyway, what I wanted to say was that I think it's I said it before, and I'll say it one more time. Friend Tech was too direct of from me to the person that just paid for my Friend Tech key, right? Like too direct. Again, I never opened the Friend Tech. I just didn't. It just didn't feel like something that was within my realm of things to do. Um, but and so it's direct. Shotgun buys my key. He's now looking directly at me, like waiting, right? As opposed to Fantasy Top, which is more along the lines of you see me, but you're looking that way to buy something, my card, and then now you're kind of turning towards me, but now you have to go to the TL in order to engage with that, right? You can't message me on Fantasy Top. So I like Fantasy Top as that necessary medium for creators who don't necessarily want to be so like I need to give utility. I need to give like this. Maybe the utility is entertainment. Maybe the utility is the content that they already put out every day. And at this point, they just know they need to put out a little bit more during a tournament if they want to win or be a better performance within someone's deck. And so I they legit just they gamified it in the best way possible. The only downside so far has been how laggy and buggy it's been when you go on their website on desktop and laptop or whatever. So that's really only been the downside of it. Like the issue is, and it might also be a blasting because I can't think of why I'm getting transaction error when I'm trying to sell to the highest bid. That's clearly there even when I refresh and whatever, and it's kind of like, okay, well, whatever. Otherwise, I'm kind of forced to undercut the floor, right? Which was kind of happening yesterday. People were putting something up for 0.054, and the bid would be like 0.058, like yelling at you, like, yo, I'm I'm here, like take me, like and so it is a weird experience in that regard for people who are trying to trade, take profit, and not just play, right? Because you can have plenty of cars and play in a tournament, but also flip some others. So anyway, it is. I am curious on how that's going for everyone else. But Shotgun, go ahead. Yeah. Shotgun, real quick.
this hair.
Yeah. Wait. Hold on. Really quick. I'm gonna go to you in a second. Shotgun, unmute yourself on StreamYard, but mute the tab. Okay.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, my mic just went off.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah, you're good. Just make sure you mute the tab so you don't get like double audio. Josie, go ahead.
All right. Well, you're talking to Shotgun and not me, right?
I'm
About the
Yeah,
meeting
he was
thing?
talking to me. You're good.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
Yeah,
Second, who let the child on stage? Who is this? Who's this guy you guys are making me sit next to? It's a child. Where's Squat Gun? Because this is not the Squat Gun I know. Like, where is he? This is an imposter.
We can't do the beard. We can't do the mustache and the head hair at the same time. You know what I mean? Like it's one or the other. So,
Yo, what's wrong with my hair, dude?
no, you got a haircut. You said, and you shaved off your mustache. So I'm thrown off. None of the listeners or the viewers. What do you call them now? The chat. Yo, chat. How we doing out there? No, I'm just kidding. But dude, watch.
Yeah, I was about to
already
say,
got him,
now
dude.
you're the broccoli ass right now.
Okay.
Nah, it's
so-
actually a fade. Just because front facing looks weird. It's not that bad. It's not that bad as watch though. Not that bad as watch though.
You can tell.
I mean, the only person that matters is his girlfriend that likes it. So we should all just let it go. So.
Yeah, Warza, why you want it so bad? Like, why you want me to look good?
You can tell that.
I don't know, weird people.
You can tell that Watch has been keeping that insult in for a while now.
Bro, he took it fucking personally. Like, ever since I did his hair, he was like, I'm gonna wait for 1 second where this motherfucker looks like broccoli, and I'm a fucking like, that's crazy. Like, the forehead does not forgive. Fucking crazy.
I'm being told that my mic is quiet, so I don't know if I should raise the voice of the volume of my voice like this, but then that might be too hard for me.
Please don't.
But what I do want to do is throw it over to Photoshop real quick. Photoshop, my man, what you got?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shotgun, what are your thoughts there?
What's the advice he wants though? Like, I was in the gym just now. I was doing cardio. What's up?
Oh, I get it. He wants to know how you pop your booty.
Yeah, I can't do it shotgun because I broke my back from the last time I did it on camera. So, I'm just kidding. Well, I want to give shotgun performance anxiety because he's a 12-year-old kid, and if he tries to do it, he might faint and go off camera for the rest of the show, and we can't have that.
I just think it's funny that all you motherfuckers complain, but Zimi was the one having surgery on his back. You had surgery on your back, so all you motherfuckers can suck it.
Well, I'd rather not suck it. What I do want to do is everyone to suck the retweet button real quick and get it out there on the TL. Let's perform a little bit, y'all. Go ahead and press that repost button. Let's ask some questions in the comments. Feel free to let us know what you're doing because this is one of these things where there's a lot of different plays in so many different type of ways. There are people who are here to farm. Specifically one thing or another. Someone talked about Zentry in the GC, which I have no fucking clue what that's.
Yeah, I did, and I dropped the invite codes, and none of your motherfuckers got it. So if anybody posting their codes, I'm about to ban your ass from the GC because if nobody's using my codes, nobody farming codes in this bitch.
And then at the same time, Ansem is saying it's hilarious how crypto Twitter is legit 50-50 down the line on bull posters and fucking people who are just like, I'm gonna fucking murder everyone because they're down bad. So I think it's interesting. We're in a very interesting place right now. And this is a sentimental analysis, not a technical analysis. You're never gonna hear me go, well, I think the wet cat bouncing to the dead dog rollover is gonna bring us a God candle with a pumpkin spice dildo, everyone. You're never gonna see me say that. So what I will say is this. It is a very weird place right now because NFTs are
Pretty
like
sure
in this
that was
semi
a candle
like
before it was
you can
the
tell who's
dildo.
standing out and who's not, right? Like who's red, who's green. One of them is Suki. But other than that, it's doing really well. It's doing really well, and I think it's going to be obvious who's here to who's here to shine, for lack of a better way to say it. But I want to throw it over to Benny, who got rugged for a whole hour and a half of yesterday's show for the most part while we were hosting. So that was fun. He is our meme coin analysis correspondent. Very, very official. Not at all just pumping his bags every single time he comes on.
I'm still trying to get one slight bit of alcohol.
Look. Benny's got to get paid, bro. I don't have the money to pay him. So I said, yo, come on to Spaces real quick. Come show your bag, boy. Go make that money. Just don't dump everything, okay? Just don't dump everything on everybody. But Benny, my man, what's good? How we doing?
Don't buy Ponky.
Not even a full second until he showed the ticker.
Is that on Soul or where? Is it on Soul or where, Benny? All right, hold on.
Damn degens.
All right.
Coffee trading crash.
Scam them.
Yeah. Why?
No, you know what's really funny is he came onto the meeting yesterday and he goes, guys, I gotta tell you something. And I immediately knew what it was. I was like, you shaved your damn mustache because I just heard that I'm about to be disappointed to my core. And then all of a sudden this 12-year-old comes on camera and then we have to start talking about child labor laws and how we're abusing it. And just because they live in Brazil, it still applies to us. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
I wish I was 12, not gonna lie. I would still out-trade all you motherfuckers.
Yo.
Oh.
Yeah, Josie says she knows, but Big Nell and I were in a completely different ball field there. Shotgun's like, I'm about to come off camera. You ready? And I Yo, Betty, I don't know if you saw my video from yesterday where I'm on 4 hours of sleep and my daughter's right next to me. But like my eye bags are showing so hard in that video. It's insane. I looked at this video. I was like, I don't want to post this, but I fucking got to do this stupid video challenge bullshit that I put on myself. So, we put it out. And then Grill Sergeant was like, you got the eye bag trait, I see. I'm like, yo, fuck you, bro. You don't gotta expose me like that. But Big Nell and I were both like, Shaka's like, I'm gonna come on camera. You ready? And I was like, are you gonna like show us your ball sack or something? We're a little team meeting, bro. We can't be doing this here.
I said butt cheeks, just for the record. Not.
Right,
I didn't say anything else. Like I literally just said butt cheeks.
Yeah, the only person obsessed with the ball sack was Sansa.
Sansa, I gotta talk to Sansa really quick from a professional sense, really quick. Okay.
Let's get serious. Shaka, go ahead. You got your hand up.
No, man, I actually wanted to ask Benny while he's here, because I know he's about to bounce. Because we talked yesterday a little bit about like people trying to decode what the fuck like Roaring Kitty's up to, or what he's chilling, or what ticker eventually are we fucking buying. But yeah, I was wondering if there are any updates because like I've been watching around, I see nothing. All I see is people pulling ideas out their asses. Anything you got of new? Because I know you went straight into the VC after that fucking Spaces yesterday.
Yeah,
He moves the
I
market,
think.
bro.
Yeah.
I'm loading up Deck Screener right now, and I think the stream is just taking all of my bandwidth because I can't load into
What
it.
is
So.
Bonky the monkey one?
Okay, Sensei.
Okay, why the
So
fuck is this a buy right now, Benny? I just wanna,
Wait, hold on.
Because
Shotgun.
he said so.
Can we?
Oh,
Can we all?
I hear
stop?
someone's phone.
Whoa. Yeah.
that was a Benny just had a Wajda moment. That was actually we just saw
Bro,
like
you
a
see how crazy it is?
crossover worlds here.
Yeah.
I asked him why is it a buy, and occasionally, the phone like starts ringing. Like, wow, what a surprise,
Yeah.
It's a good quinky dink there. I will say, like, as somebody, I entered this space because of GameStop and AMC, right? Like that was my entry into crypto mainly. Like all the streamers there, they were doing different stuff, and like I was following a few of them. They were watching Doge, ETH, and Bitcoin, right? So like I was following all those things too. It's such a interesting like they made a movie about it. Obviously, I didn't see the movie. I'm not sure if it was any good or not, but regardless of that, like it does have a place in history of like this whole education between retail investment and institutional investment and what that means for the entire industry and what actually the reason why that dragged a lot and so Benny was saying that doesn't have any implications into our space. I couldn't disagree more. Regardless if Roaring Kitty says anything about crypto, those individuals getting educated on the whole why behind our ecosystem is onboarding people. Like I've had the conversation with like 20 people this week, like, oh, you got into crypto because of GameStop also. I was like, yeah, like that was my whole entry into the space. Because people realize that they're being taken advantage of. Right. And that's just like what it is from an institutional investment. We don't control things. Stop trading on stocks, like all this little stuff. You get into crypto and it's this entire decentralized universe where the ecosystem never stops moving and you can trade any hour of the day. And like, yeah, are there going to be cabals and all that stuff that we joke about? Yeah, that's fine. But it's not to the scale yet of what it is to be a BlackRock, right? Or whatever investment group is taking care of like pulling all the strings in the background. So I think it's a very interesting cultural thing that's happening right now. I'm again, anytime that he rears his head, like things move, regardless if it's intentional or not. He has that like cultural weight on people, so I think it's very interesting, and I'm excited to see like what this implication has on our space from an onboarding perspective. Right, that is the biggest like thing that can occur here is like an onboarding event overall. So that's where I'm at with it. Sans, any other comments with that?
Yeah, no, first of all, I agree. I'm honestly just going through the comments real quick of the spaces itself, and I can't move my phone too much, so I'm looking up at my monitor where I have it all loaded up, and I can't type anything because the fucking thing is over my keyboard. So I'm just like, I'm like stuck here. But what I will say is this: we got some fantastic comments. My favorite one might be Photoshop's technical analysis. using shotgun swap pattern where he's about to break his back. Kenny reminded me of the mustache edit that was done for Shotgun, and Shotgun just gets rid of his mustache, which is crazy to me.
Okay, all it takes is 4 days for my mustache to grow back. I was feeling hot, like it's really fucking hot where I live, so you all can suck it.
Nah, I get.
Oh,
I get it,
so
Shotgun.
wait, did you have a Pedro moment from Napoleon Dynamite? And you're like, I got really hot, so I shaved my head. Like, oh, I'm waiting for the head to come off next. Then, if like the beard was making you that hot, sorry, I had to.
No,
I'm just trying to give y'all a fair shot.
all right, let's calm down. King Sove also follows in Shotgun's footsteps, apparently. So he shaved because you did, and he got it in the comments, bro. You better go look at your baby face Bella boy, man. That's your boy. But anyway, who also looks like he's maybe more so tan, but hey, that's
That is.
Betty, you got your hand up. Let's throw it over to you real quick, and then I want to throw it over to Elfie right after.
He didn't say gifs. Yo, I'll just say, first of all, ain't no way this man said gifs. And second, you sound like these people who buy NFTs because they're building an IP brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, I was just, trying to make a comparison with Sansa developing his IP through 20 Ethereum commissions. But not gonna lie, like we have some cool, like I'd say a small cool down certain memes.
Oh,
So you're saying for him being a commission whore has gotten him to where he's gotten. See? Y'all
You
fading
all-
the commissions this whole
Josie.
entire time.
Josie, I was
Well,
gonna say all it
well-
took was 10 ETH. You know what I mean? That's all it took was just 10.
That's
10
an
ETH
expensive
well
idea.
paid.
Okay, whoa,
10
whoa,
ETH
whoa,
well
whoa,
paid.
Whoa.
Ooh, espresso shot.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if we don't make at least 10 ETH to make back for some of those commissions, we're down. Now bad.
Yeah.
No,
What
fuck.
I
Holy shit.
that is also true because the quotes that we've gotten so far are either 3,500 for 7,000 cans or 5,000, 10,000 for 500 cans. It's wide open. That's with cold brew inside the can. We may go the novelty item route with empty can and just do that, and then crawl our way towards the with liquid inside the can kind of vibe. I don't know yet. We're gonna find out. But Benny, I appreciate that, and yeah. But the problem is, I don't know the quality yet. I don't know the quality of any of these. This is all just straight up initial quotes. Yeah. Also, I don't have a fucking warehouse. My house is not that big. I know it looks like it, but it's not. But anyway, look, Elfie, you've been waiting for fucking 84 years. I want to throw it over to you, and I want to say a big fuck you to Kenny, who thinks that we bought our way into the anime. He could suck our dick. We did not do that. But Elfie, what you got?
Spit that game, Elfie. No, I think it just like really quickly on that, Elfie, like it's also just a reflection of where we are like as a society, right? Like everything is going to shit, right? Like the housing market is super expensive, healthcare is insane, like everything around us is just crashing, and it almost feels good to like steer into it a little bit. You know what I mean? Like we got to take big shots, right? Like we got it. There's no other option. We either take a big shot and hopefully we hit a home run, or we stay screwed, right? And not all of us can have not all of us can prey on the bankruptcy of individuals, right? Like Wajda does. Some of us have to like grind from the gutter up. So what I will say on it is it's very interesting. I think it really reflects on where we are at as a society and why people are so like apt to taking risks at this point, right? Like this is going to be my full-time job, right? That is plainly what it is for me, right? I am betting on an industry that 90% of the world doesn't understand, doesn't think is legit, and will never think is legit because it is. But you know what? Also, they said that about the internet. They said that about cell phones. They said that about a lot of things, right? But what we are getting is a bomb-ass throw to the wind education on how this stuff works because it's not taught. Right? School doesn't focus on it. I didn't take, I was, there wasn't even, my wife makes this joke. She tried to take a personal finance class, senior year of college, and there wasn't enough people signed up for the class. They had to cancel it. Right? Like that is how far we are from actually people understanding this. The people that are in educational systems don't like the attendees. They don't even like have the interest because those values haven't been instilled in our people. Right. And that's like a fault of all of us. But at the same time, the last generation, here we go, like rocking on boomers really quick. They didn't have to. They didn't. Right. They could work one job, family all operating, own their house. There wasn't a huge wage gap, and they didn't have to be apt because you could just throw your money at anything and it would most likely work out in 10 years. It's not where we are anymore. So it's interesting to see evolution. I'm interested to hear Benny's point on this as well. I'll throw it over to Sansa because his mic came off. But also, like, I want Wajda to FUD me with some actual freaking facts so I understand his counterpoint to it too. But Sansa, go ahead.
Yeah. There's a couple things. One is my first exposure to crypto wasn't actually Axie, which I said Axie is what got me into crypto, but Axie is what got me into the culture. And what got me
Fucking liar.
okay, fucking relax. What got me into crypto was Cardano, unfortunately, because at that point it was affordable and I couldn't
It all makes sense now, boys. Hit the Cardano and Mapper. That's it. Holy shit.
Everybody, calm down.
Okay, hold on. Wait. So I turned on the microphone for a second. Look, the microphone. I meant. Look, I bought like two. Because I didn't want to spend more than $5, and I was spoke, and I was like, I don't understand why it's so expensive. I don't want to buy 0.005 or whatever the fuck this is. So I bought Cardano, $2.
Bro, you can never make fun
Yo,
of Polygon
shut
again
your
anymore.
fucking mouth.
Like, Big
Let me
Jim got
finish
this
the
one on you.
story.
I'm sorry.
Let me finish the story and get to the fucking point. You're the reason why I'm monologue, because you talk too much. No, I'm good. Okay. I bought like Cardano. I did that. $2, bought the top, 100%. But I had no idea what I bought. All I knew that I wanted to get into crypto and I wanted to be exposed to it. And the GME thing, I was there for it, but I didn't understand any of it. I was a huge Reddit user at that time. And I was just like, oh, I love Reddit. Like I'm this. And I was not in that specific subreddit. So I was also just becoming financially literate. So I was trying to understand my financials in general, tracking it a little bit more. So that was my very, very first exposure. But I didn't get my exposure to NFTs and the culture until 4 months later, which was Axie Infinity, and made me realize that there was something behind everything, right? That there is a whole ecosystem. I didn't know there was a whole ecosystem behind Cardano. And so I think we can assume the same for anyone who's buying Ethereum and Bitcoin. Yeah, relax. There is a real, somewhere, somehow, there is a real ecosystem behind Cardano. But just like there's a real ecosystem behind what we're doing right now. ETH, Bitcoin, we got ordinals now that's throwing in the mix. Now you have a divide between people who love ordinals and people who love Bitcoin and want to keep Bitcoin as it is, completely pure, no changing, nothing, no forks, nothing. So you have a little divide there, and ETH, even with Vitalik, the fucking guy who founded it is like, yo, why are you guys buying these fucking cartoon pictures for this much? It makes no sense. So even the people that we know and love don't understand what we're doing as it is. And so you can assume there'll be a little bit bigger, much bigger learning curve than it is, because there will be someone who's able to bridge the understanding between the two at the end of the day. But we need to acknowledge that onboarding does not mean into our culture. Onboarding means into the currency first and then the culture. So again, I'm talking about 4 to 5 months, and that was in 2021, right? That was kind of after COVID, not during COVID. I mean, we can debate that another time. But like, point being is really just we can talk about onboarding all we want, but the culture is what gets us to where we are. The culture is what brings us the full-time job that we all in. I've been full-time since December, right? We're actually supposed to host a Cardano space at some point in the next month, so I didn't get to fill you in on that.
Bullish. I mean, if you're lying to yourself if you didn't see some of the early Cardano and get bullish on it yourself. Okay, I was buying Cardano. Okay, those smart contracts that like all the IDs were gonna like all of Africa was supposed to operate on Cardano ecosystems because of their ID scheme, right? And that obviously didn't come to fruition. I lost a bunch of money on Cardano because number one, Cardano was not as successful as we thought it was going to be, and number two, it was on Voyager, which actually got rugged. So don't trust your centralized exchange, ladies and gentlemen, no matter what the percentage of your staking is.
Yeah. Fuck Celsius, by the way. But also, I sold all my Cardano. They're the only Cardano that's left is dust, 0.0001 Cardano. So I'm not holding that.
Yeah, we should become Cardano Maxis low key. Like, let's do that. That'd be fun.
We actually have a huge bag of Cardano. It's only because I'm hearing disabled, and I like that they named their self after the American Disability Act. ADA, shout out to Charles. He knows what he's doing. Trying to make Americans think they're buying the ADA Act. Yeah, I'm thinking slick. Anyway, look, I I know no one was expecting that. I know Shaka was like, what the fuck did you just go on? But we got
I don't even know.
we got 3 hands up. And I want to real quick prioritize people who are on the screen. So Josie, let's go to you first, and then we're gonna go to Benny and then Alfie. What you got?
You know what, Washa? I know where you can put that thumb. Okay, so we stop it.
Shit.
Anyways, what I was gonna say is I feel really out of place with all you guys whenever you talk about, how you got into the ecosystem, because I straight up got into it just NFTs straight away. I didn't even look at charts on how all that worked. I didn't know shit about coins. It was just like my ex was like, hey, look at this art. Which one do you like the most? And I was like, oh, I like that one. He goes, okay, thank you. And then he goes like, all right, I just want to let you know I've been using you to like trade art. And you actually are really good at it. He goes, so why don't you sit here? I'll send you the money you need to like do it, buy the stuff, trade it. And I just did that all secondary for the longest time. So like when I say I legit don't know shit about the coin, I legit don't know shit about the coin. I got into this just for the art dealing aspect. Like that's how I got into it. I love it. It's great. And so can we start pumping NFTs again? Because that's how I make my money, the art collecting side, which I get because my brain understands art so much better than money. I don't get money. I don't. I like, it's like my brain is like, like
which
yeah,
is
that's
which
my
is
take. You know what, Washa? Like I said, that's how I make my money because I'm really good at it. I see what I like, which also means I know what other people will like and they want to buy it. So that's how I make my money. Y'all just, see coins go up and go, I want. And I'm just like, oh, I'm staying away because that's how you liquidate me.
Yeah. We don't need to get liquidated or be extra liquidity. That was just desperately asking us to be. But Benny, I want to throw it over to you.
let them eat fucking cake.
Yeah, what are you doing though to change the whole system, Benny? You judging us for talking, so what are you doing? I'm really curious.
I just want to say Benny is like, I think Shotgun's question was more so like, what are you doing to bring about like the change that we need rather than just Cardano specifically? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We're all on our own grind. It's all lovely. I'm a spaces
Yeah, that
host.
ain't gonna change the financial landscape.
You never know, brother. I'm a spaces host at LARPs as a salesperson. So like I'm flipping that around a little bit. You know what I mean? So like I'm trying to figure it out on my end. Like my computer just went quiet. I need to move my mouse more often. This mouse is always on my desk. I'm always just like doop, 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 doop. That's regardless. We got some hands up. We're gonna take care of hands. We're gonna go over to Photoshop, then we'll get over to Waj. Let's keep it moving, ladies and gentlemen. 30 minutes left in our fantastic conversation here today. Talking all over the place, right? Now we're into like financial literacy and schemes of like how the real world works. bullish on the conversation, be a part of the discussion. Make sure you're in the comments, jump up on stage with us here today. Make sure you're about this. If you're about the movement, if you're about the culture, let's be here for that discussion. Because again, we're kind of discussing like how do you get there. It's a very interesting conversation in my opinion. Because onboarding is it the financial literacy? Is it the why behind crypto of decentralization? Is it the cultural aspect? We don't know these answers, right? But I promise you,
gambling addiction.
yeah, that I got a lot of friends with that. So like that's my avenue probably. But like what is the avenue for us to do this most efficiently? The answer is going to be different for everybody based on like where you are in the world and who you can affect by these things. Like financial literacy for me is a big thing, but the why behind crypto, like why your life sucks and why it's easier with blockchain tech involved is how my friends have been on board as effectively. But I'm gonna kick over to Photoshop, then we'll get down to Waj. Go ahead, Photoshop. And it's less so folks, I just want to say, and it's less for me about like the world going to shit. It's just that like we know things are tilted right now, right? Like we know things are tilted. Like we know that BlackRock owns the majority of like stocks out there. We know that like the healthcare system is a wreck, and like like it the concept alone. And here's like my other side of the world, that you have to have like a full-time employed job to be able to deserve like healthcare benefits, right? Just the ability to go to the hospital and not get screwed over by it is an insane concept.
What?
Right? Like the only reason that like Waj is such a capitalist, I want to shove that thumb up his ass. It's insane. But like the whole concept is that people have basic human rights in life, and for them to they must be productive in order to earn those rights, which is a crazy concept if you think about it at a larger scale. And that's why again people are gambling. It's why we have high alcohol and drug addiction in the States. That's why we have gambling addiction in the States. That's why like literally the most thing that is filled up is like rehab institutions, right? That industry is exploding right now because we have all these issues that are going through. Like talk to Smokey about it. Smokey is a rehabilitation specialist before he jumped into Polygon. And he knows like how people get started in these things because they have no other option. So I think it's just interesting to see like what is bringing us here and like why our story. That's why like I had a mint party the other day and I asked Josie like, well, how the hell did you get here? Right. And she was like, you want to know about that? I was like, dude, that's all I care about. Like literally all I care about is like people's why. Like how did you get here? Because I want to know how we can get more people over here. Right. And if I understand more people's why.
And you know what? It gave me the fuzzy feelings when you asked me that, because like legit, nobody ever asks me that question. Nobody cares to ask. Like, what are you doing here? Why are you here? What do you do here? They just assume I'm on Spaces all day meowing. And it's like I legit do shit in the background, but I use, Twitter as my decompression to like relax, because you guys see the work we do in the background. You see how stressful it is. And if we don't have time to just like decompress and laugh and just have a good time, we're going to die from the stress.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that like everybody's why is going to be different. And so you're going to meet people in different walks of life that are like, why does this make sense? Like I explained this to like one of my like my mother-in-law. She was very interested in my work in the space, and it was an interesting conversation for her. She wanted to know my why, and I was like, I want people to have options just to be able to be in this space and create and operate freely. Right. And so I was talking about the concept of royalties and all this other stuff. And that resonated with her a lot because she's an artist. She likes doing those things. Right. So like there's just different techniques that we're seeing that are going to be the best onboarding avenues. It's just what is going to work for different individuals, financial literacy, like all this different stuff. Right. So I'm rambling. I'm monologuing. I'm sorry. I get passionate about this shit because this is like my why is making sure that people feel this feeling. Right. Like my why is individuals feeling like there's a bigger purpose here than just like, oh, pump my bags and like, let's move out and do other stuff. For Wajda, it's only monetary, right? He doesn't care about you. I hope everyone knows that. But
well, let me. I want to ask the question to Waj here too, because before this, he was a bankruptcy lawyer, and I'm really curious to know how this man transformed into a full-time hater. So, Waj, how did you get here? How did you just hate so much? Like, I'm really curious.
so I listen, I'm not trying to beat them. I'm just trying to make it fucking even. Okay. Like, listen, yeah, Maddie, for sure. Like one high school girlfriend later, and it was just over for the rest of his life. But like, what? Okay, yeah, a little bit of both. But what I'll say that I'll. extra pain there. I'll toss about Benny in a second, but what I will say is like we just need to understand, and we think about this in a very Americanized way, right? Like majority of us live in the States. Photoshop is down there in El Salvador, just absolutely grinding. Like that's dope. But like that is the difference, right? Like us getting gains in an Americanized version, we might not be able to win ever. And I agree with Waj in that sense because it is such a large gap, right? Like we understand that. But like I promise you, like for people that Photoshop sees every single day, $1 makes a fucking difference. Okay, like there's a story from the Drill Club, right? It's a Polygon project. Everyone should know Drill Club. It's like Rafiki, right? It's dope art, great community, yada yada. There was a story of this one individual in the Drill Club who stumbled upon like a very rare drill early on, held onto it, bought it for like 7 Matic. What ended up reselling it for 5,000 Matic, and it kept their lights on for the entire year, right? And they live in Africa, and it's like a big deal for them. That is what this space is about, right? Vitalik set out with the fucking goals of making sure that like equality is a possibility for people when they are in third world countries, when their currency is going crazy and falling 40% a day, when their government goes into civil war 5 times in 5 years, right? That is what we're talking about here. We are very Americanized in our thinking here. I'm not trying to gain the power back from CEOs and BlackRock executives on that side. I'm trying to make sure that people actually know this technology can change their lives, not here, like anywhere, honestly. So that's where I'm at with it. But let's go to Benny and then we'll make it back around the room. I appreciate you all for listening to my freaking moral rambles, but sounds like we can go next.
Just one more thing. Another thing analogy that I like to personally use, and something that I talked about yesterday as well, is you can get your money within seconds, right? There's nothing stopping. There's no business days bullshit. There's no you gotta wait 5 days for your check to clear into your bank account. There's no, and this is more me looking at it from a U.S. perspective, because this is the real issue, like Big Nail is pointing out. The rest of the world needs crypto more than the US does. And because of that, we have the US not understanding why it's necessary, not understanding why. There was a bank in Canada who who asked a customer, "Why do you need to withdraw these funds?" The fuck you mean? Why do I? This is my money, bitch. Give me my money. You know, so that is a whole another reason, and that will become more apparent because there are, just like there's a bunch of blockchains showing up, there's a bunch of banks showing up, small banks who cannot afford to stay small unless they need to scale in some way. And when people fall for the promo, the advertising, the false marketing, and fall into that trap, you're gonna realize real fucking quick why you wish you would have went crypto despite the volatility, right? That is the one thing that we cannot fix at this moment in time. But even then, we all know as it stands, USDC could work pretty fucking easily, right? Pretty straightforward. You get your money in seconds, not even minutes. And the only issue is that people are too afraid to keep their security. I explained this all to my mother, who is 70 and she's deaf. So, and for those of you that don't know, deaf schools were severely underfunded for the longest time. I don't know the current state, and I'm not gonna act like I do know. But what I do know is that around my mom being born and everything, they were still reading books from like early 1900s, and even though they were in like 1960, 1950 type shit, and it's kind of like, what the fuck, right? So their education is severe, and for anyone who doesn't know, deaf population accounts for a hell of a lot more than you realize. You just don't know it yet because you haven't encountered those people. You don't have these people in your lives. I'm surrounded by deaf people. They're fucking annoying, but I love them anyway. Don't worry, I can say that because I'm here and disabled.
I was gonna say your entire like family reunions must be wild. Yeah.
Well, I literally grew up with deaf parents. Both of my parents are completely deaf. My dad, who's 70 something, I think he's like 75, 77, I forget, but he's like, I hate deaf people. I don't want to talk to him. I'm like, God, you're completely deaf and you have trouble seeing. Like, these are the only people you can talk to. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to talk to them, bro. I'm just like, this is the parent that raised me. And he's probably so fucking happy that his only son can actually hear so that I have options. But anyway,
this shit is getting more boring than the Cardano space, dude.
Yeah, shut your fucking mouth.
Let's go to the hands.
My point is here is that even to a deaf person who did not have the proper education growing up, that sounds scary to them. And even when it's explained thoroughly, just like Shotgun, a Brazilian who's trapped in Brazil doesn't even realize it because I can't even send him a soundboard. I have to have the option of spending $2,000 that I spent $600 for in the U.S.
At least I don't cry that I'm dead.
Yeah. You know how there's cultural differences. You know how there's culture. You know how there's culture difference, and one culture's an idiot and one culture's smart.
Bro, I don't give a fuck. These motherfuckers say that I live in the jungle. I'm gonna roast that. I'm gonna roast that they buy Cardano. I'm gonna roast everything I can get. I don't give a flying shit.
It is weird. Like outside looking in, like that sounds pretty racist. Like if we consider it all.
Huge. But look, let's go ahead and get this moving. I love how Shotgun buzzed me for it, but meanwhile our numbers go up. But let's go ahead and go over to Photoshop.
Dude, it's Benny in Photoshop, then Washington Senior.
Sorry, yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Bullish. We got other hands. We're gonna keep moving. Show your bags. Take care of your business. For 15 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you have a conversation with us. What the one comment I want to say here too is like we've kind of like this whole discussion of like decentralization and like why Web3 for us. Like that's why, like it might not be my cup of tea, but like the whole like probably nothing thing that like phase and everything else that's happening, like that is an onboarding avenue, ladies. You want an American onboarding avenue? Streaming and gaming with how they're going to handle things. Obviously, it's like Thread Guy and Leap and everyone's involved now. That is how Americanize, like how Americans become crypto like fluent, right? By like things are very familiar. They know what Face Clan is. They know what streaming is. Like that's a whole big deal, and they're approaching it from the education. Like all their videos have education components to it, right? Whether it's degen as hell, whether they're in certain things, like it is what it is. But it's going to be an interesting avenue to see if that is successful for it. But I'll kick it over to Photoshop next. We'll get over to Waj and then Senor to wrap it up. Go ahead, Photoshop. I appreciate that compliment. And what I want to say really quickly on it is like, this is for people who haven't been down to El Salvador previously, like this is a country that like has evolved immensely in the past, like, 10-15 years. Like the government previously was provide like their only assistance relief used to be providing like corrugated roofing to the people who are looking for homes. And you're talking about a country that is so hot. Like it is unbearably hot in El Salvador in the middle of the summer. And so here's some corrugated roofing, go build houses with it. Basically we're just giving people ovens, right? To live in. It was ridiculous, right? And so like I've been down there twice before. And now to see the evolution and to see forward thinking leadership in the government sense, it is like literally this example of how potentially this application of cryptocurrency can work in a third world country and how it can change everything for a country of that size, right? So again, like now they're up, the Bitcoin has returned. Everyone was laughing at the president, but now he's in the positive, and everyone's like, oh shit, like maybe we should pay this attention to this more often. So it's a very interesting evolution. Again, people, we should think about this at larger scales, African countries, people that are always in civil war. Like this is a massive opportunity for people. Like again, everyone knows over on Polygon, we have the Troglodyte Society. It's going to truly change the world and education cycle that goes on in Sierra Leone, West Africa, with utilizing Web3 technology. Like that's a massive portion of it. But I got Waj next, and when Shotgun's up.
No, I'll just say, like, I think we should gatekeep Web3 a little bit harder, because if the Brazilian government actually finds out, yeah, boy, what up? Pay some taxes and shit, and I ain't trying to pay none. So yeah, we just wanted to put this out there.
That's that for your sake, let's make sure to just keep everything in English or something. I'm not really sure, but regardless, Waj, let's get it. And like, I guess
Yeah,
we
to
just
reinforce, I'll just say like Brazilian government actually already has taxes on it. It's just that if you take in really small amounts, they don't notice. They only care about the big fish. So for now, we're safe.
yeah,
Yeah,
in
they'll
7
fuck me up
years.
eventually, and I know it. But big neil, please.
Yeah, I was gonna say in 7 years, like when this tech is like actually like readily available, and you're paying back taxes on all of your crypto gains forever because they're questioning where all those dollars came from out of thin air. I mean, you guys know, like I'm a founder, right? So I get my team is located in Lithuania, so like taxes are very different. They have like free working like business IDs essentially is how they kind of describe them, and so they're able to operate very differently. And then I get sent crypto as like my payment for work, not work, but like payment for when we actually do make money. And it's like a very big question mark of like, is this a gift? Is it payment for work? Like, what is it? So like setting up my own business entity was massively important to make sure that was all filtered through something. So there's like a claim that happens actually through nil DAO, if you guys are interested, in Ohio here. But moral of the story is, you're right, Waj. And again, like what will it take? Is it going to take the dollar crashing so that there is no like power in that process? Is it going to take like, again, in theory this all should be open source, but again, we haven't had the education instilled into us in order to make this place work, or to make financial like good decisions traditionally, right? So does it, like, I don't know if it's going to get to a place where we can actually educate our people and feel like they can operate in this space and not have to get screwed over like they have in every other financial history, right? So we'll see, I guess. But all I know is this is the best shot we have, right? Like I know that, right? And we you hear, and again, I'm gonna refer to like the reason why I'm bullish on like the whole probably nothing thing. You hear Lee being like, "Yo, you are screwed. Like the U.S. dollar is the shit coin that you're trying to avoid." Everyone is like so Ponzi about everything else in crypto, where we're losing 12% buying power every year, year over year on the US dollar, where everything else is like, in a good cycle. So you can at least feel more confident with not losing that dollar. So it's interesting. It's an evolution. Again, we're not going to answer these questions, but we're definitely going to goddamn speculate and talk about it because it's fun. And hopefully, like, again, if everybody doesn't go out and talk about this stuff with like, I hope that people are at least like honest with themselves and can have real life conversations about this, or else you're not doing the goddamn work that needs to get done. I'm sorry, Josie, work harder. Like you need to, like, if you want this space to advance, you need to be okay with talking about it with people that don't give a fuck about it. And you don't want to
Now,
be, yeah, whatever. You don't want to be that annoying crypto guy because everyone hates that guy that's drunk at the bar being like, Ethereum is the way, it's the truth. Like nobody likes that guy, right? But what you can be is like, yo, dude, this sucks. Like, doesn't it suck that your ticket price for your concert went up really aggressively? I wonder why that happened. It'd be crazy if there was transparency with all this stuff. Yeah, like that is an easy way for people to be like, damn, you're kind of right. Like my life is really hard because like all these big groups control everything and I can't see how they're working in the background. So I don't know. It is what it is. I'm going to go over Senior. We're going to wrap things up in about 3 minutes. I'm sure you give us a super fantastic take to wrap things up here for this fantastic Wednesday conversation that we've had. But Senior, take my mic, my friend. So you're throwing this trash one at me. That's great, dude. Sick tactic. You're doing great today, as always. Continue to perform at your high altitude, and you'll do great in life. Appreciate you, senor. No, but yeah, it's wild. What machine? It's wild. Yeah, it's insane that some people take this space in a professional manner. That's why I'm wearing a button down today. MFers, get ready. Corporate nil is so fucking locked. It's insane. No, senor, you know I love you, bro. It's just like, I hate to say it, like people don't have the advantages that we do in the States. Like we're talking about third world countries that literally are getting taken advantage of by their governments because all the fat cats live. Yeah, I know the quote. I know the quote, bro, and that's greatly appreciated. But at the same time, like if you haven't seen it, you don't know it. So
It's a great cheap out
because it's almost 1 o'clock, and I want to end on time today. Also, reminder for next week. Next week it's going to be structured a little bit differently. The Special Shot house account is going to be hosting all of the shows next week, except for Tuesday and Thursday. That'll be hosted by Big Nil on his regular show that runs from 10 a.m. to 11 or 11:30 a.m. as well. So we will be earlier, technically speaking, on a different show that's just going to be more so powered by us as well. And we're going to skip 11:30 to 1 p.m. time slot because everyone and their mom's doing it. So we're trying out something new. Special Shot is going to power Big Nil Spaces that is currently 10 to 11, 11:30. Tuesday and Thursday. We're going to give that a shot for the next few weeks. So that will also be on my carousel post as well. So if you pay attention to my carousel post, when I post it every Sunday at 2 p.m. EST, then you're all good. You'll just be able to set your reminders all in one go, Monday through Friday as well. Just a reminder as well, Friday, we're just doing straight up podcasts, straight up vibes, just clipping content from it, all that good stuff. Very similar to what we did today, but a little bit more closed off where we just either go over the whole week that just happened and what's kind of looking like it was going to happen going into the next week and vice versa. So as you can see, we're trying new things. We're fucking around and finding out. Looking for that feeling that we had when we did the podcast last Friday and we were like, this is it. We're doing this every Friday from now on. So I hope you guys won't miss it. I just realized Josie's the speaker, so I'm going to unmute everyone for 5 seconds. Josie, go ahead.
Oh, I just want to play the outro song today. That's why my hand is up. I have it queued and ready.
Oh, okay. Well,
hey, see, so that's the time where you're like, yeah, definitely. Then you let her start and you rug it.
Shh.
He's got a point. Got a point. Bye! Go take a shower! You smell!
I can't hear shit he's saying.
Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta end the stream.
Hold on. I gotta unmute this child. Unmute me, daddy.